Elon Musk is evidently not very enjoyable to be around, in addition to being a corrupt plutocrat. Mediaite reports White House officials are growing deeply annoyed with Elon Musk, describing him as irritating, according to a new report. In a Rolling Stone deep dive into Musk's work with the White House and Doge, a senior administration official was quoted tearing into Musk. That official said, quote, "I have been in the same room with Elon and he always tries to be funny, and he's not funny. Like at all. He makes these jokes and little asides and smiles and then looks almost hurt if you don't lap up his humor. I keep using the word annoying. A lot of people who have to deal with him do. But the word doesn't do the situation justice. Elon just thinks he's smarter than everyone else in the room and acts like it even when it's clear he doesn't know what he's talking about. Look, man, when it comes to sense of humor, you take some W's and you take some L's. Seems like Elon Musk is just taking L's. And he's so entitled and arrogant that he thinks that everyone needs to laugh at his jokes. You know, if people don't laugh at your jokes, that's fine. They might still love you. Just roll with it. It is what it is. Sometimes people find some things you say funny, and sometimes people don't find some things that you say funny. But this jerk is bullying people, trying to get them to laugh at his jokes. He's like, yeah, I want you to lap it up. Come on. And they're not lapping it up because Elon Musk is a talentless, socially awkward hack. You know, just a corrupt plutocrat who thinks that having money makes you a better person than the rest of the world. It's embarrassing. The official described Musk as, quote, the most irritating person they have ever dealt with. Quote, talking to the guy is sometimes like listening to really rusty nails on a chalkboard, they said. He's just the most irritating person I've ever had to deal with, and that is saying something. Yeah, if they've had to deal with other people in the Trump administration, I'm sure that is saying something. I mean, JD Vance, remember that video of him at the donut shop? That was pretty embarrassing. So Elon Musk comes along and he's one-upping that. They're like, yeah, no, Elon Musk is the most annoying person ever. Two other officials also confirmed that Trump lieutenants have walked out of Musk meetings and questioned whether he was high. A lawyer representing Musk said he is regularly drug tested through SpaceX and he's never failed. Look, if he's high, whatever. That's the least of my grievances with him. Rolling Stone reported that some senior Trump administration officials are growing deeply annoyed with Musk, who's regularly at cabinet meetings. Two sources told the outlet that Marco Rubio has become especially annoyed, referring to Musk as crazy Uncle Elon. Okay, so that makes sense. Remember back in March, the alleged rift between Musk and Marco Rubio? They were beefing during a cabinet meeting. And Elon tried to downplay it. He said, look, no, this is fake news, it's not happening. But Marco Rubio, who is an establishment darling, a guy who was confirmed by the Senate 99-0, he really feels entitled to run things because the establishment loves him and they tell him he's pretty and he's beautiful all the time and that he's the smartest. And so he's like, yeah, look, I'm going to run things when it comes to the Trump administration. And then Elon Musk comes along and he's like, no, you're not. I didn't win any elections, but I am like really wealthy. So I get to do whatever I want. Tesla, SpaceX, yeah, I'm really smart. I made those things happen. So like billionaire, rich, smart, handsome, amazing. I please laugh at my jokes. I get to run things now. So yeah, it would not surprise me if Marco Rubio's blood is absolutely boiling. If his blood is basically the blood pressure is through the roof when he's dealing with Elon Musk. I would not be surprised by that at all. Musk recently openly feuded with Peter Navarro, trade advisor to Donald Trump, over imposed tariffs, with the pair exchanging insults through interviews and social media. Yeah, we know Elon Musk loves to use X for insults. He rips on people's appearances, which you gotta be careful, dude. I'm not saying he's the worst looking 50-some-year-old on the planet, far from it, but we've seen those pictures of him without his shirt on. The man could stand to do a few planks every once in a while, or to perhaps get 10,000 steps in at least a few days of the week. He's out there ripping on members of Congress for supposedly being ugly. I remember some 80-some-year-old woman, he was like just dunking on her because she mildly criticized him. So yeah, he is a master. He kind of is the new Donald Trump on X. Like Trump on Twitter in his first term, he was this guy who would just post like memes mocking his opponents, AI image, or I should say edited images that made them look like stupid or ugly or senile, confused, whatever. And Elon Musk comes along and he's like, yeah, I'm going to be the Trump of now, Twitter, now X, for Trump's second term. And I'm going to be the shit poster, the resident shit poster, if you will. Well, Elon, look, buddy, I'll give it to you. You get hundreds of thousands of likes over on X. Now, I will grant that those are probably heavily botted, but some of them are authentic. But yeah, looks like in person, even among people who agree with you on a lot of political issues, i.e. the folks in the Trump administration, your humor isn't going over so well. Your wit, to the extent that it exists, is not having its effect. I am sorry, buddy, but your riz has run out to the extent that it even existed to begin with. Let me know what you think about this interesting story in the comments below. Please like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Morris the Merrier, and I very much look forward to speaking to you in my next video.